In this video, I'm going to show you 5 indicators that are most likely the best indicators when you are trading Bitcoin. And let's jump straight into it, guys. The first one is the Relative Strength Index. The Relative Strength Index, also known as the RSI, is an oscillator which shows basically whether Bitcoin is overbought or oversold. But you can use this indicator in so much more nuances and context for your charting than only checking whether it's overbought or oversold. You can spot divergences in the Relative Strength Index, which can be early signs of trend reversals. A divergence is when the chart would make, for example, a higher high and the oscillator, the Relative Strength Index, is doing the opposite, is making a lower high. That is a bearish divergence, so to speak. And you can also have these in the bullish case, of course, when the price is making a lower low, but on the Relative Strength Index, you are making a higher low. These are divergences, and most of the time, these are one of the first signs that you are seeing in the charts before you see any reversal on Bitcoin. The Relative Strength Index you can also use for breakouts, which is something that almost no one does, but you can basically draw resistance and support levels over on the Relative Strength Index oscillator and check whenever we are seeing a breakout from a former structure into a new structure, because that shows that the market conditions are changing, and that shows that we are leaving the old market condition structure into a new market condition structure, which can be a very nice tool if you want to have any confirmation with a breakout. The second indicator is the VPVR. The VPVR basically shows the amount of volume that is being traded on a specific level. So normally you can see the volume on a specific date or a specific hour, how much volume has been traded at a certain time. But the VPVR basically put the volume on the vertical axis, which makes it very easy for you as a trader to see what are very important support and resistance levels, because the more volume is traded at a specific level, the more interest is in that specific level, the bigger the resistance or the support is going to be at that specific level. The third indicator are moving averages. When the price is moving up and down, you want to have something in the structure, you want to have something drawn on the charts which can give you a little bit of a clue whether you are in a uptrend or in a downtrend on shorter or longer term time frames. Moving averages are basically the best tools that you can use as a Bitcoin trader to check whether the trend is up or whether the trend is down. A very famous moving average on Bitcoin is the 20-week moving average, and what this basically does is the moving average every time calculates the average of the previous 20 candles, and normally we can see that whenever Bitcoin is trading above this on the weekly time frame, it has a strong uptrend, and whenever Bitcoin is trading below this level on a weekly time frame, we are in a more stronger downtrend. But of course, you can use these moving averages also in shorter term time frames. You don't only need to use them on longer term time frames, but they can really help give you a little bit of a structure and check whether the price that you are watching of Bitcoin is right now in a uptrend, maybe a short-term uptrend, but in an uptrend, or whether it is in a downtrend. The fourth indicator is the funding rates, and guys, this actually could be at number one, because the funding rates are the most important indicator when you are trading Bitcoin, and they can help you in such a dramatically way that is almost hard to grasp with your mind, because funding rates basically show you whether there are more long positions or whether there are more short positions. And if you look at the historic funding, you can see whether the amount of shorts are piling up or whether the amount of longs are piling up. But the thing is, for short-term price predictions, this is the best indicator. Normally in a bull market, when the funding rates turn negative, it drives the price up. In a bear market, when the funding rates are positive, it drives the price down. So it is very important that you know beforehand in what kind of market conditions we are trading. But this you can also determine with the funding rates, because if you see negative funding and the price goes up, or you see declining funding and the price goes up, it means that the market is actually quite bullish. And when you see the funding rates coming up and the price is coming down, you already know that the market is kind of weak and that the price is going to come down and that the market conditions are actually more bearish and maybe even a bear market. We could predict that Bitcoin entered a bear market in September 2021, lasting for 1 hour, only based on the funding rates. Why, you ask me? Well, the funding rates turned negative. And once it turned negative, Bitcoin's price continued to decline. In a bull market, that is not happening. That is not possible. When the funding rates are negative, the price goes up. So when the funding rates are negative over a period of time while the price is coming down, that was the first signal that you could have in order to know that Bitcoin just entered a bear market. The best website where you can find the funding rates, but also the historic funding rates, is on whaleportal.com. And the fifth indicator is also an indicator from Whale Portal, and that is the premium index. And the premium index basically shows whether the price of Bitcoin on the spot market is higher than the futures market or lower than the futures market. And normally when the spot price is lower than the futures market, it shows weakness in the price of Bitcoin. And when the spot price is higher than the futures market, which means that we have negative premium index, generally this is known as a bullish sign for Bitcoin. But you can use this chart in multiple ways, because you can also look at the shadow of the candle of the premium index, because often when there is a huge divergence between the spot price and the futures price, you get a big shadow on the candle of the premium index, and this is often, very, very often, predicting a reversal. And I would argue that this is the best indicator to use to predict reversals in the Bitcoin price. But guys, of course, the best thing to do is when you can combine all of this knowledge and all of these indicators into your trading strategy, because the more data that you are using in the correct way, that is very important, the higher the likelihood of you to be a profitable trader. The more you put accurate data into your analysis, the higher the likelihood that you are going to be a profitable trader. Guys, these were the 5 best indicators that you can use, and most likely the most profitable traders are using them too to trade Bitcoin. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, make sure to leave a thumbs up. If you want to stay connected and if you want to receive daily updates on the Bitcoin price, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the bell icon. And guys, if I missed any indicator, make sure to drop them in the comment section down below. I'm very curious which indicators you are using to predict the price of Bitcoin correctly. Then guys, I want to wish every single one of you a beautiful day today, safe trading, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.